Right, my friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a fresh Football Manager series on the channel. FM23 is officially out now, so we are getting the first of our two big series underway on the channel today. Today is all about our return to glory with Deportivo La Coruna, and the big thing with this series is essentially we want to get Deportivo back to the dizzy heights of winning the La Liga title, and then if we've got time after that we'll even try and go for a Champions League. Now this is episode 1, there's lots and lots to talk about. I'm going to introduce you to the squad, look at our season's expectations and play our very first game. So let's not stand on ceremony, let's jump in to this new Football Manager adventure. Right, so what we're going to do in today's episode, slightly different to how we usually do it. I'm actually going to run through all of the emails with you. We're going to set up our initial tactic. I'm then going to disappear for a little while. I'm going to do pre-season and then we're going to reappear. I'm going to show you what's kind of happened in that time. We could potentially make some signings and whatnot as well. And then we'll play the first game. I'm only going to do one game in today's episode. I can imagine this being a bit of a longer episode because I obviously want to show you all of the stuff, all of the expectations, the visions, where the media see us finishing in the league and all that stuff. So yeah, let's just quickly run through. The other thing as well to bring to your attention, I'm just going to click on my manager for a minute. The badges that they suggested that we had was like the Continental A badge, which is one away from the best badge you can have. And I just felt like the manager might be slightly overpowered. So to kind of give it a little bit more context and realism, I've just decided to go with the most basic badge you can get, which is the National C badge. It does mean that our attributes are very, very low. It does mean that we are probably not as experienced as we should be to be managing at this level. But I think that's all the fun of it. Try and make it a bit harder for yourselves and make it a bit more unique to you. So that's kind of what I've done with the manager. So we've got a bunch of players that are potentially out of contract, but we need to take a good look at all of those players before we consider doing that anyway. We're going to set up a tactic in a moment. So the supporter profile, there's some new stuff in today in this year's edition of Football Manager that I'm sure we will tackle as we go through all of the series. As you can see though, the core fan base is here, hardcores, and it's all kind of broken up. And this is kind of the supporters' culture and expectations for your season as well. So gain automatic promotion to La Liga 2 is what they're expecting. We are in the third tier of Spanish football with Deportivo. They really have fallen from grace in recent years. We've got our pre-season prep, we've got injury stuff, there's no injuries currently, and then the squad rules are as follows. So a maximum, you can't have more than 18 players aged over 23. Jeez, that's quite a big chunk, isn't it, really, when you think about it? 11 and 60. That's pretty much the first team. That's pretty much your 11 and your subs. So that's quite interesting. And then we got our club vision. So the vision for the season. Strive to make progress on and off the pitch is the board's culture. Actionable objectives. We've got to work within the wage budget and grow the club's reputation. And then their 5-year plan is the end of this current season. They want us to get promoted. My contract will be up at the end of next season. And then work towards La Liga to top our finish. And then, yeah, by the time the 5 years are up, they will hopefully be in the playoffs. I obviously want to try and do all of this very much ahead of time. But we are going to accept that and get that done, gang. Let's take a look at the squad before we take a look at the tactics. So this is the current team at Deportivo La Coruna. I don't really know who's who, what's what, who's good and who's not. We're going to basically try and find that out together, but we're going to quickly go through. So Ian Mackay, he is a goalkeeper. He doesn't actually look too terrible, does he? Got Pablo Martinez, centre-back / left-back. I would probably use him as a left-back, to be honest with you, although he would be very good as a centre-back as well. We've got Victor Nardo, who is a 22-year-old winger, left-hand side, like the look of him, very pacey, that's what you need. We've got Robert Alabi, midfielder / attacking midfielder by the looks of things, another left footer. We've got, is that Pique or Beke? He is a 19-year-old winger. Is he first team ready? Not entirely sure. We've got Alberto Quills. Looks like a striker / winger. We've got Santa Maria, who's a striker. I don't know if any of these have signed. We will take a look at the transfers in a moment. Samayo is a Bisiginean. left back / winger. We've got Soriano. Again, we've got lots of wingers by the looks of things. Edu Souza, another goalkeeper. We've got Max Svensson, who is a winger by the looks of things. We've got Tree, who is a right back by trade, although his tackling is a little worrying. Diego Villares, who looks very well-rounded, really, really good mentals. Cookies Zalazar, who, again, a winger / striker, I'd imagine. Antonito, who is a right back. We've got Bergantinos, who is a bit of a legend, it does have to be said. He's pretty much spent his entire career at Deportivo La Coruna. Gone out on loan a few times, but he's a bit of a club legend. Centre-back, we got Raul Carnero, who is a full-back. Ruben Diaz, who's an attacking midfielder. Borja Granera, another midfielder by the looks of things. Ibai Gomez, who looks a really good winger, to be fair, / inside forward. We've got Issy. We've got Jamie Sanchez. We've got La Peña, who's a centre-back. And we're back to Ian Mackay. So, yeah, the team doesn't look too bad, to be fair, gang. It really, really doesn't. So, with that said, if I'm just taking a look at this Deportivo team, we've got enough centre-backs. We've got some full-backs, wing-backs. We've got midfielders. I'm going to set this up. I'm going to do it as a clean slate. I'm actually going to set this up. I'm just going to go positive to start with, but I'm going to set it up in this formation. This, as anyone who watches my series knows, this is my favourite formation. But I don't always start with it. I kind of work towards it because I feel like I always build my formation around the players I've got. But I feel like we've got some good enough players here that we could potentially build a pretty good team already to kind of work with the tactic. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to stick my fullbacks on support. Fullback, not wingback. Fullbacks on support. I like to just stay a bit more defensive with the fullbacks to begin with. I'm going to leave my centre-backs on defend as well because I just don't know with the ability of the players. I think one of these players I'm going to have as a deep lying playmaker and I'm going to have the other one as a centre midfielder actually. Maybe on automatic and we'll do the deep lier on support. Centre midfield attack is apparently a really, really good player position this year, apparently. Wingers, I'm just going to leave them on support. I'm actually going to have this as an attacking midfielder on support, and we'll just go to an advanced forward. And then we'll try and build so that we play a certain way. Now, I like to play out from the back. I like to keep the ball on the floor. I don't really like balls over the top. That's just the style of football I like. So I always leave this as fairly wide, play out of defence and look for the overlap because then your fullbacks are going to bomb on. I'm going to do my passing as shorter to try and keep it down. We will put the tempo up though, like quick passing. I'm going to leave all this for now. The better the team gets, the more of this stuff I add. So we're going to leave all of that. In transition, so when we lose possession, I'm going to regroup and we'll counter when we gain it. I want to... What do I want to do? We're going to go fullbacks and centre-back because I want to go short. And I don't really mind how it gets there. And then out of possession, I'm going to prevent the goalkeeper. We're going to go a bit more often on the press. I'm going to stop crosses because this is new. You got pressing trap, cross engagement, and defensive line. They're all new. They are all new. I'm going to leave the other two for now. But what I am going to do, because I noticed my defenders weren't entirely that quick, I'm going to drop this just a little lower, just because the centre backs it will help them with their recovery with balls over the top. And then I'm going to go for a high line press, is what I'm going to do. And that is going to be our tactic to start with. We're going to find out who our best players are as we go along, gang, but that's going to be the tactic we use initially. If we find during the course of the season it isn't working, we'll set up a secondary tactic and we will go from there, basically. But, that's the first couple of things. Financially, we're okay. We've got 9 million balance. We've got 1.5 million to use, and we've got 70K's worth of wage budget for the season. Looks like we've got about... I don't know what that is, a few £100. If I was to go to transfers, it'd tell me, £300 worth of wages. But we could probably mess around with this if we do want to make any signings. transfers, this is all stuff that's happened before I joined the club. So these are all the players that have left. I've noticed that this Noel Lopez has gone to Real Madrid, and he does actually look quite good, doesn't he? Should we try and get him back on loan, maybe? I don't know. Don't know if he'd fit the system. Lots of frees. And then, yeah, look, as you can see, a lot of free transfers, signings all joining this season. Pablo Martinez, who I was quite hot on when we were looking at the squad, as only just joined this season. So that's interesting, isn't it? So, yeah, they're all our signings so far. I'm thinking we might have to make a few more signings looking at the squad. I think centre midfield, we look a bit weak, to be fair. So, yeah, we might have to make some signings. And then the last thing I want to show you before we really crack on with today's episode is we'll just look at the season preview. And we are favourites to win the league this year and go up as champions. Anyone that's, knows Spanish football, though, will know there are some good teams down here. Cordoba are a pretty good team. Linares are pretty good. Cultural Leonese, they're not a bad team. And then you've got like Celta Vigo B, which could be a problem. Castilla is Real Madrid's B team. So they could be a bit of an issue as well. So, yeah, there are some very good teams down here, and we're going to have to be very good this season to make sure that we go up. But looking at this, Canera, Martinez, Mackay, Villares, Bergatinos, Keels, they're all our players and they're all in there. So, yes, it's really interesting, actually, to see how strong we are from the off game. But what I'm going to do now is just move this forward to the first game. I'll come back, I'll catch you up on pre-season, catch you up on any transfers I make, and then we'll get to it with the first game of this brand new series. Okay, gang, so we are about to kick off our first game, but I wanted to catch you up on some transfers that have been made, and I'll also I'll give you a quick overview of kind of pre-season as well. Now, we actually ended up losing a couple of players. Some teams came in and they wanted to go, and I couldn't really stand in their way, to be honest with you. It's just one of those things that happens. But unfortunately, one of them was Alberto Kills, who the club seemed quite hot on. And he was obviously in there as one of the big players for the season. But he has left. He has gone to Levante, who we know are a bigger team. They're actually in the league above and have been in the, La Liga quite a few times before. So we've lost them. Unfortunately, it's one of those things we will hopefully be able to kind of get by it without. And then Adrian La Peña has left as well. Now, I wasn't too sad about La Peña leaving, to be honest with you. He isn't the greatest looking centre-back, to be fair, across the board. And I have managed to sign a replacement who I genuinely think is a little bit better. So coming to the players that I've then decided to go out and sign, the first one is Javier Bellman, who I have brought in. He is a new goalkeeper. I think he's going to do a very good job for us at the back. I still think Mackay is probably slightly the better keeper, but at 23, we might be able to develop him a little bit. He's coming on a free transfer. He was obviously released by his previous club, and so we just took him on a free. Next up, we've got Tashi, who is the centre-back I mentioned, who has come in to replace La Peña. And I do think that Tashi, across the board, is a much better-looking centre-back. Only 24 years of age as well. It's quite a big outlay in the wages, I will be honest, £7,000 a week. But I think it's a very good move for us and just gives us some really good options at centre-back now. Very, very good across the board in the technicals. Next up, we've got Alex Lopez. I said I was going to go out and try and sign a midfielder to play in there, and Alex Lopez became available on a free transfer. I think £4,000 a week is about the going rate for this division by the looks of things. So I think we've done quite a good job there. He comes in on a free, and hopefully we'll build a very good partnership with our other midfielders. And then last, and by no means least, Harrison Ashby has come in on loan from West Ham. I was kind of just having a little look through the Premier League at some of the youngsters, and then I came to Ashby and I was like, he is very good in FM23. He was not this good in last year's game. And I thought, he's very good. And for anyone that knows, West Ham are very hot on this player. He's kind of seen as one of the future kind of youngsters that's going to come up and kind of stake a claim for the first team. And so I thought, we're kind of at a level. Let's test the waters. They didn't even require any wages. So yeah, we've got him for literally no money for the season on loan, and I think he is going to do a really, really good job for us. The transfer window actually officially closes tomorrow in the game, the next day, I believe. So yeah, we've still got that to worry about. If I was to just check, no, we've got a couple of days. Sorry. So it closes here. So there could be potentially next episode some other transfers to introduce you to, but for now, that is all we've got done. So this is how pre-season went, gang. As you can see, a couple of draws, a couple of big wins, but overall, pretty good. I'm really happy with it. Been using this formation as well, and it seems to be doing a pretty good job. So we're definitely going to stick with it going into the first game of the season, and that is coming up now. And so this, gang, is the team I am planning to go with in this episode. I feel like this is probably, on paper, the strongest team that we can put out there as well, to be honest. So, yeah, let's just see what we can make happen. Now, something that is unfortunate that happened during pre-season is that Ibai Gomez, who I said looked like a very good winger, picked up a very bad injury. He done his Achilles tendon. He's out for 4 to 6 months. So we are going to be making do on the right-hand side. It basically happened in the last pre-season game that was played. And so, yeah, I probably need to try and have a feel out with the squad to see who's going to be best at right wing. But for now, we're going to try Diaz out there in today's game. So we're going to go with Mackay in goal, Martinez and Trilli at fullback. We're going to go Tashi and Bergantinos at centre-back. Villares and Alex Lopez are going to partner each other in the midfield. Nardo and Diaz on the wings. Alabi through the middle. And Santa Maria is going to be the striker. Okay, my friends, so here we go. The first official game is underway in our brand new series. I really don't know what to expect from this. I'm going to be really, really honest. Let's just hope that we can crack on. Now, I bring you the games in their entirety. I do the full game with you on the episodes, my friends, in case you are new here and it's the first time you've ever seen any of the Football Manager content on the channel. It's usually 2 games an episode. Because there's so much to go through in episode 1, though, we're just going to do the 1. Now, I do just need to sort all this out and try and get all the speed and everything right. So I do apologise in the very early stages of this game that I'm going to be doing this. Yeah, match speeds look all right to me. Do we turn the replays off? I know you can select the events that you want. Maybe that's something you guys can let me know, actually, if you would like replays on for any of this stuff. But yeah, I think I'm just going to turn them off for now. TV, yes, I think we're all right. I think that's kind of where I want it. But we're 12 minutes into the game already. Maybe I should have paused it while I was doing that, gang. But yeah, we're quite far. Linares are 3-0 up already. They're already at half-time, though, by the looks of things. Or have they already played? Is that game over? Are we the last game to play? I'm not sure. Here we go. Free kick, though, for the opposition. Ball's just going to step up. Is he going to score? It's a long way out. No, it's a very good save from Mackay in the end. Again, apologies for my voice, gang. I can't help it. I know I probably sound very strange. When I come back, when it gets to the point where I'm editing the video, I'm probably going to sound very husky. And I'm going to be like, whoa, do I really want to put this out? But yeah, basically it's a stark difference from yesterday when I attempted to sit down and record this the first time. That's not what I want to do. I want to go there, demand more. It's been so long since I've played Football Manager that I almost feel like I'm completely out of sync and I don't know where anything is, even though they've not really changed too much by the looks of things. The match engine, from what people have told me, is a lot smoother this year, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be good. There's some new animations and whatnot for the players, but that's half time already. I'm actually going to get into the team a little bit, I think. I'm going to go tactics and go to attacking because I think maybe that might help us a little bit in the second half. So let's get this second half kicked off and underway. That does still feel a bit slow. I'm just going to go up one more level with that. That feels a bit better. Santa Maria is in and he's hit the crossbar. Oh, it's an unbelievable effort. Ball over the top. Not quite there. It's the crossbar. And yeah, Santa Maria and Alabi are not really having the best games for us. So we've got to keep an eye on that a little. Work the ball, float the cross. I think for now I'm just going to ignore it. I'm sure in future it might help, but for now, just want to ignore that stuff and stick with what I want to do. But yeah, Santa Maria is going to come off for Kuki Zalazar. And I'm going to bring Alabi off, but we're going to just put Diaz back inside and bring Max Svensson on in his place. Let's see if that helps. They were both very much underperforming, weren't they? But 6 shots, 1 on target, dominating possession, but no real clear-cut chances have come our way just yet. Opposition's keeper, though, clears that out. Well up, good header. Back to them, though. They're on the footy ball now. And that's through the middle, and that's going to be a switch of play. And that's good work from Victor Navarro, I was going to say, Victor Nardo. That was unbelievable. As Zalazar brings that down into Alex Lopez. Ball over the top. Diaz is in. Diaz is going to score. Get in there. Come on, Ruben Diaz. The first goal of the series goes to Ruben Diaz in the 71st minute of game 1. There you go. And that's going to be 2. It's going to be Tashi. What a header. I've absolutely ruined my throat celebrating that first goal. But Tashi with a header, 2-0. Get in there. A quick fire double. 72nd and 73rd minute. And is that game done and dusted and in the mud? Right. I've just made a substitution. There's probably a little cut there, gang. I had to have a mad cough. And you trust me, you don't want to be listening to it. It's filth. Anyway, they're on the football now, coming forward. Goes wide. Some nice football here from the opposition. We managed to get it, though. That's cleared out. Svensson's managed to get that again. Inside to Ruben Diaz. That was a lovely touch from him. Inside. Oh, it's a beautiful goal. And Danny Ball is there for everyone to see. In game 1. It's all on the floor. It's beautiful football. And that is an unbelievable goal from Kuki Zalazar. And it's 3-0. And we are very much on the road to winning the game. Just 5 minutes to go, plus whatever added on time there's going to be. And that is going to be a sensational result in game 1 in this brand new series. Get in there! Come on! Yes! So there you have it. What a result that was. After the first half, I was very worried, I'm going to be honest with you, gang, about where that game was going. But we ended up getting it done. Diaz, Tashi and Kuki Zalazar with the goals. Very, very nice. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually, for this series, gang, I'm not going to push it along the way I usually do. So anyone that's been watching the Football Manager stuff on the channel, you will know I usually go ahead like 6, 7, 8 games at a time, don't I? Now, I'm going to carry on doing that for the project series that is starting later this week. For anyone that's interested, we are going to be running 2 series on the channel this year. We've got this one where we're going to stick with one team and I'm doing a journeyman type save called Project Alpine. So that is coming later in the week if you are interested in that as well. I'm going to be running that with the more kind of push it on quite a lot between episodes. But with this, I kind of want to slow it down slightly. When it calls for it, I will push it on a lot. But if not, I'm going to try and slow it. So I'm going to do sort of probably a 4-game jump each episode. Unless there's big teams coming up, then I might not even jump. I might just do the 2 games and get to those big games. So we're going to slow this series down because I don't think we need to rush this series as much. And I want you to kind of enjoy every season and every league that we end up in. Because the big thing with the series is we just want to get back to La Liga, attempt to win it, and then try to win the Champions League at the end of the day. So that's kind of where we are at, my friends. So yeah, that's the point of the series. So I'm going to play the game against Talaveri, San Fernando, Uniastas, maybe Linares, and we'll come back for the cultural Leonese game, or maybe we'll come back for that one. Maybe I'll just play the 3 or 4 games. So we'll be coming back around about this time, basically. And going forward, it'll be 2 games per episode. So you have that to look forward to. And then every 10th episode, as you know, on the series, I always do a bigger episode. And I'm going to up it this year to 4 games. So every 10th episode, it'll be a 4-game episode. So they will be much longer. Most times the episodes are around about half an hour. So you're probably looking at an hour special every 10th episode. So that's how we're going to play it. So that is when we will be back. let's just take a quick look at this league table before we leave today, shall we? And after this one game that's played, you will see the teams that are in the running for the championship are Linares, Deportivo, Rayo, Alcoran, Queta and Cordoba with wins in the opening weekend. We sit second, but it is just one game played, and there is a long way to go in this journey with Deportivo La Coruna. So there you are, my friends. There you have it. We are done and dusted with the very first episode of this brand new Football Manager journey with Deportivo La Coruna. I think it went quite well, didn't it? Let me know in the comment section below if there's anything else that you'd like to see that I might have missed, and I will potentially try to bring it to you in next episode. I'm hoping by the time the next episode is out, my voice is going to be in a bit more of a better place, my friends. I apologise if it does sound really strange. It's just one of those things, though. I wanted to get the content out. I'm excited to get Football Manager underway again on the channel. But anyway, until then, if you're new around here, please consider subscribing. It's the best way to support the channel. Like the video, comment below. I really love reading all your comments. But until next time, stay safe, stay humble, and I'll see ya real soon.